Just read a Bruce Lee quote that was like, I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times than the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like, oh my God, Bruce Lee's calling me out. But then again, what about Da Vinci, huh? Da Vinci did tons of different shit.
But if we go through the years, did he do them all separately? Did he break them down? Was it like a 2 years dedicated to each actual passion or each actual experiment, or was he just like all over the place?
He was like, science in the afternoon. I'm gonna paint the Sistine Chapel at night.
That's not Da Vinci.
Oh, who's
That was Michelangelo.
It was Michelangelo.
of
Yeah.
course.
No, who was Mona Lisa?
Let me see.
It is Da Vinci.
It is Da Vinci, right?
Maybe. Yeah, it's Leonardo da Vinci.
Leonardo
Leonardo
da
da
Vinci
Vinci
did
did
Mona
Mona
Lisa, baby.
And if we can be real here, Mona Lisa was a basic bitch. She
Mona
didn't even look like nothing.
Have you seen Mona Lisa in real life?
the actual painting?
Yeah, it's super underwhelming.
Yeah,
right?
it's a basic bitch.
Everyone's waiting in line, and it's like this big. It's like
Yeah.
12 inches.
like
It's
the-
like-
Honestly, I don't even think that's the real one anymore.
It's
Like,
an
I
8.5
feel
by
it's-
11.
Yeah, it's a printout.
No, I think it's the. But also, it's like you can go back 17 weeks on certain bitches' pages and be like, man, she killing Mona Lisa. Like Mona Lisa gets all this. All I'm saying is people be like, Mona Lisa, oh, you're like a new Mona Lisa, and then you see Mona Lisa and you like, don't bitch, don't. Did you disrespect me? Mona Lisa's not gorgeous.
No, it's more about Mona Lisa's attitude, I think. I think that's what people say. It's her smile. It's like, what is she hiding?
She don't give
What?
a shit.
My point is that I haven't had a lot of sleep.
She don't need no man.
Mona Lisa,
No, Mona Lisa don't need no
she
man.
ain't got no man either.
Oh, he did the Last Supper, so that's big for.
Look, bruh, you
Yeah.
think that girl is gorgeous?
No,
Look,
I said I don't think she's gorgeous. I said it's about her smile. It's about what she has beneath
Does
it.
she not have eyebrows?
I just was looking at. I was examining her too much too. That's why I had to get off her page. Mona Lisa, her eyebrows are not popping. Let's start with that. Mona Lisa looked like she wearing somewhat of like a do-rag or like a fucking a stocking cap to lay her waves down.
Well, look, they didn't really shower a lot back then, so hair caps weren't a
She
thing.
looked clean though. She had green screen.
That's
sure.
the other crazy
Green
thing
screen.
about
She
Da
had
Vinci.
green screen like a motherfucker. That background is fake as shit.
Oh, they were in a living room.
Leonardo da Vinci, you didn't even try hard. That is not the mountains and the fucking waters and
Nah,
whatever.
he
Yeah.
just painted that and then painted her in front of it.
Yeah, that was his original painting. He was like, voila, and no one
Fuck.
gave a shit.
I guess I'll put
Wow,
a
this
girl
lady's
in
not
it.
moving out of my shot. Might as well paint her.
But the other thing about getting all that shit done way back then is like you also just had to like try to stay alive.
Yeah,
You know, like you had
that's
to
true.
go try to find light.
Shit, nigga, we
Well,
trying
what
to stay
you-
alive today.
What
Fuck
you got?
that.
What do you have to do? Like, what are you doing back then in those days? You're
Like
eating?
you're also like trying to figure out like how like candles were expensive back then.
right.
Like
Yeah.
people used to go hunt whales for candles so that they could bring light. So you could see at night.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
People could see at night. Like those were rich people.
For
and now
real.
we have it everywhere.
Yeah, but it's the same way though. Now it's like certain things that we don't have that rich people still have the means to get. That I'm like, oh shit, I can't wait till I get rich to get that thing. Just continue to invent things.
A flat screen TV is now like $400.
It's like 300.
bucks.
Yeah.
It's
It took- yeah, it
300
took
bucks.
time.
Again, evolution.
Those things
I-
used to be 4,000.
Yeah.
I imagine the Wright
And
brothers'
fucking heavy.
first fucking ticket sales were
Oh,
like $25, and back then that was like $2,500.
Oh, yeah.
They was running motherfuckers. They was like,
PJs.
yeah, that was PJ.
You guys want to go across the street?
Yeah, it was like I'll fly you from North Carolina
you over the
to
river.
South Carolina. Are you ready for that? Yeah,
But-
like, oh man, I'm thinking about the Wright brothers and like planes in general. Like, who were the guinea pigs on those motherfuckers? Who was like, okay, we're gonna test out?
I'll try it out.
I think it's themselves, to be honest. That's what Jackass before Jackass.
I bet they had some interns that they were like,
Killing interns.
yeah, hop in.
It'd be a
We'll
reality
give it a
show
try."
called Killing Interns.
Did they like fail at all? Did they have any plane crashes?
They
Oh, for
had
sure.
to.
Yeah, yeah.
They had.
I
to.
always imagined that the Wright brothers' experience was just like the movie Fly Away Home.
Oh,
Do you remember that movie?
I remember the title.
Oh, it was a bunch of ducks.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch that movie.
Yeah, that's
It wasn't
all I
in a
got.
real-
Oh, it's
movie?
not a movie about the Wright brothers.
Wasn't it real ducks?
Oh.
Yeah, it's just about ducks.
Oh yeah, it wasn't
But
even
you know,
animated. The Wright brothers, I am offended. When I typed in the Wright brothers, only one of the brothers' pictures popped up, right? It's the brothers, and you only showed me one picture.
What fucking
yeah.
Google are you using? You
And
don't
then-
get
Yeah, mine
Mona
got
Lisa
both right
or
away.
Wait,
the
no,
Wright
no,
brothers?
I have both on
Oh,
Wikipedia.
gotcha, but
when I clicked it initially, it was just, no, I'm back on Mona Lisa. I used Wikipedia. It was just one person that popped up.
Oh yeah, on Wikipedia, yeah. It's
The other Wright brother does look creepy. I understand why you wouldn't lead with his picture. He does look a little off.
yeah. The mustache makes a big difference.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
He looks more respected. He looks like, oh yeah, that guy really knows about planes.
class.
Yeah, this other guy looks like a penis.
That was that was definitely the guy who knew more about planes, though.
Yeah.
And the other brother was like the PR brother.
Yeah, well,
Orville,
100%.
you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, Orville was always fucking shit up.
Yeah.
And that's why we have popcorn, because of Orville. Somehow fucked up and made
Fuck
popcorn.
this shit, yeah.
Hey, that'd be a happy mistake.
That would be a great happy mistake.
Making
I tried to
popcorn.
fly and accidentally made popcorn instead.
Ask me anything.
Was that
Ask
me?
me.
Was that me and you talking about? No, that was not me and you. Somebody told
Sounds
me
like a YouTube title. I tried to fly and accidentally made
made
popcorn.
It's
Not
getting a lot of
clickbait.
clicks. Someone told me recently that popcorn is a black person's snack of choice.
What?
Do you
a
guys
weird-
eat popcorn when you go to the
Yes.
movies? Do you buy popcorn?
My sister is the biggest popcorn fan in the world.
I love
Oh,
popcorn.
interesting. I love kettle corn specifically.
Oh no, you're a
That's fine.
fucking freak of nature.
I'm a freak of nature.
My girlfriend loves
That's
kettle
okay.
corn too. It's a UK.
It's
It's a Brit. It's like it's an English thing, isn't it?
You're trying to make it a thing, but I don't know what the overlap between John and Kana is. He's
No,
an American
no, I
Filipino
wasn't-
man, and she's a
Oh,
white.
No, I'm
I'm from
saying
Edinburgh.
he's
English
weird.
woman.
I called him weird. I didn't call her weird.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
called him weird because
Oh.
he lives here and
And
eats
I
kettle
prefer
corn.
it. I feel that.
Yeah, Americans don't like kettle corn.
If you're at like a farmer's market or like
Yeah.
a
The
theme
first time I
park-
had this, I was like, "What? Oh my god!"
what?
People love
You
farmers
can make it
markets
salty
damn
and
much.
sweet.
Salty and sweet. That is true. Kettle corn is cool. It depends on who makes it.
Yes, I agree.
If you want to get into some popcorn talk, though, come to Chicago, man. Go to Garrett's Popcorn.
Ooh, I've
Oh.
been.
I wasn't talking to you, Chris.
Oh, I thought you were. I
No.
thought Welcome to Wine and Weed.
Welcome.
This is, I don't know. We're getting up there in episodes, guys. I will tell you that last week, the story about Nucky and Wrigley broke our podcast records.
Yeah, it broke the podcast. Shut down the internet.
It shut down the internet.
And if
Everybody
you guys
was wondering.
will notice in this episode, Nucky and Wrigley are gone again. They do not walk in the camera once because they're not here.
Yeah, so
I-
they were stolen
No.
and tune in next week.
No, I text the crackheads and say, you know what, you deserve them. You deserve them. I don't. Here are my dogs.
No, it's because you're going out of town and
I'm
you've
going out of
already
town.
gave them to your
Now
Hollywood.
Chris is gonna get me
hotel.
robbed. There you go, Chris. Wait, tell people I'm going out of town. You're really.
You'll be back by the time this airs.
Yeah, that's true. Ha, motherfuckers.
Got
Joke's on you,
you.
bitch.
Welcome to Wine and Weed, aka
Yeah.
Savion Blanc and Sourberry.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
I'm sure
I'll
there's
take
a
it.
weed called Sourberry.
100%.
Savion Blanc and Sour Diesel.
That wasn't as good.
Yeah, because I did SB.
No, we know. We got it the first time.
I didn't plan any before this time, guys.
Oh, well, John didn't plan shit last week. He just came with those AKAs.
Damn, that was
If
crazy.
you guys are
That was
watching
fun.
right now, what you may notice is John has a new haircut. It looks really good on him.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you look
Appreciate it.
gorgeous, man. I imagine you've been fucking bitches all weekend.
Oh,
Can you say
no,
fucking
I was-
bitches on the show? Yeah, I can. Because I respect women.
He was like, "No, we were working on a fucking video." John and I've had 2 hours of sleep. You've had what, 45 minutes?
45 minutes.
Yeah, we tried to finish. I said I was going to start uploading videos every week, and I'm trying to make these high quality 22-minute videos, and that's fucking hard to do with 3 people. So
They didn't ask me for help. I would have been the fourth.
it also didn't export well. So it's coming out tomorrow, baby.
Well, if you guys want to know, I went to sleep last night for maybe 9 or 10 hours. It was amazing. Oh my
Very
God,
nice.
my body feels refreshed.
Very nice.
I feel amazing as I head to a plane very soon to travel for a little while. And
So you could basically just go back to sleep if you wanted.
I may go back to sleep on the plane. I always go to sleep on the plane. I either
Yeah.
read or go to sleep.
Oh, we didn't finish, so we have to go keep working.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, it was a very, for me, it was a very, very interesting and sad week. Last week, it was a lot going on.
Are you gonna introduce yourself?
You know, I didn't. You know what? I did not introduce myself this week because at this point, everyone should know who I am. But if you do not know who I am, It is Sterling Steelo Brim, a.k.a. That Dude, a.k.a. Sneaker Collector, a.k.a. Woman Protector,
Oh,
a.k.a.
rhyming.
Hannibal Hector. Ooh, it was Hannibal. What is it?
Hannibal
Hannibal
Hector.
Lecter. It was Hannibal Lecter.
Lannibal Hector.
Oh, Lannibal Hector?
It could work.
No, that doesn't work at all. No,
It's a
but real
spoonerism.
shit. It's just your boy, man. I'm back. It's the kid. It's that man. But here we're here with Chris Reinecker. He's gonna go through his AKs right
That's right. Chris Reinecker, a.k.a. Slump King,
now.
a.k.a.
King.
Mustache Maven, a.k.a.
Ooh, that's new, ain't it?
I used it last
You
week.
did use it. I think we had the same ooze right after.
Right.
AKA you guys AKA sleep deprived
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam.
What the
You guys,
fuck?
I'm tired. I'm not gonna be
Did
that
you
good
just say
today.
Sam?
I tried to add another piece of alliteration. Didn't really work.
Okay.
Somebody else gave me a new AKA, but I don't remember what it is. John, they
Big
gave
Dick Energy.
Big Dick Energy.
Yeah, Chris, they hit you with that BDE in the comments section.
That's right.
I saw
Sterling
that.
fucking tried to
No,
call me out.
No bullshit. I did see one comment that was like, Chris definitely has Big Dick Energy. I did in a reverse URL on who that was, and it came from Chris Reinicker's house.
That's not true.
So it
Oh,
was
so
Chris
what the
Reinecker-
fuck is a reverse URL?
Obviously, it's to get the IP address of the original post.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, it was me.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris, so you phony, man. You out here talking about your own dick on the internet.
That's not true.
Okay. Look at me, y'all. Close up.
He's talking about
Okay.
his dick energy.
Which is different than your dick.
Yes.
That is completely true.
That is true.
Big dick energy is completely different from, because you can have big dick energy all night. Surprise, bitch.
Yeah.
2 inches of nothing.
You could also have no dick energy and
No
have
dick
a-
energy.
I've
I've
never
never heard
Yeah.
of no dick energy.
no
Women
dick
rock
energy.
it all the time.
No,
I'm
women.
telling
No,
you.
women have big dick energy. Big dick energy.
That's true.
And of course, John Ross.
John
Ross.
Ross, the AKA
Hey.
King now.
AKA Gorilla in Manila.
Okay.
AKA Socially Awkward Fella.
Yes, sir.
AKA Big Sexy with the glasses.
Ooh, big sexy.
Big sexy. We're getting some
If y'all don't
confidence
know,
on
when
this
you watch the
podcast.
animations online and stuff, that's John Ross' work. That's John Ross' comedic touch on those things. And we're just blessed to have him as a funny guy, because I look at the animations myself when John sends them to me, and I'm like, dude, this is the way I would have animated this if I knew how to animate. It's just hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm like, those
Thank you.
dudes are fucking hilarious. It's just really good.
If you want to see the animated versions of
They'll actually be up on
conversations
YouTube?
here, we're actually going to drop them on YouTube this over the next couple weeks, as well as at Wine and Weed on Instagram, and we put them up on our own Instagrams as well, at Chris Reinecker, at Steelo Brim, at
Yeah.
John Ross 93. I don't know if you put
John Ross don't put our
them
shit up.
up,
He got
but-
too many things he works on.
yeah.
This is his side gig.
I'm like making
If
so many edits for other people. I'm like, I'm not gonna make edits for myself.
Yeah, if this was like, if this show was like a woman in John Ross's life, she'd be like the third bitch. She'd be so far down
But she's
the list.
my favorite.
That's a
Ah.
lie. Now his other woman is watching, and she's gonna talk to him about this when he gets home.
And today on the show, we got a guest dropping by as well.
We do have a guest dropping by. They'll be stopping by and saying, what's up? Should we announce the guest? Should we just wait? We haven't even thought about this. Like, the guest is a friend of ours. The guest we'll be bringing on this show will be friends of ours. And we just think that's the best way to do it, because it's a show where everything is organic. We're in my house. So I don't want you in my fucking house. If you're not our friend, you're not cool. And yeah, our guest that we'll have on today is R&B sensation Tank. If you guys are familiar with Tank, best vocalist in the game. He would say he has the best body. I won't speak on that man's body, but he takes his shirt off at every concert performance. And he's just an amazing guy. And he's just started doing stand-up recently. Really funny guy.
Yeah, so we're going to have a conversation. We're on this show, you saw us with Kana. We're not necessarily interviewing somebody on what they're doing. It's not really a PR stop. We just want to have a conversation, and we're happy to talk about things that those people feel like they specialize in, or a conversation that enhances art, like that maybe we wouldn't be able to have together, or we wouldn't be able to have an informed conversation of as well as we would with our guest.
He just texted me right now.
And today's the week. You can get back into the week. You started. Well, what are we smoking and drinking today? I guess we got to talk about that.
We're actually smoking again some Blue Dream. And we couldn't afford Samuel Jackson wine, so we got
Kendall Jackson.
Motherfucker!
Vinters Reserve Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's a twist off cap, so you know it's good. So you know it's
hell
good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you some of the best wines have like twist off caps. I swear to God. I still never trust Chris after he's poured wine on my couch that day, guys.
Me and John are gonna get drunk off one glass because
And
we
fall
both
asleep.
have like an hour of
stomachs,
sleep
yeah.
in us.
First thing I want to dive into, man, I feel like it's only right to start this show this way, is we covered it last week at the very end. R.I.P. to Nipsey Hussle, man.
Peace.
Rest in peace, Nip. Like that is something that's been close to my heart the whole week. Obviously, it has been an outpour and an abundance of just love. I'll say specifically through the rap and black community. I know everywhere else as well, but through the black and rap community of people just really coming together. And it's always sad that it's under these circumstances, but it shows you how positive Nipsey Hussle really was as a person, that he was able to bring so many different people of different walks of life. Y'all know about this LA lifestyle, right? I've been living out here for enough time that I can speak somewhat knowledgeable about it, and it's not my hood. I ain't from this hood. I never speak crazy about nobody's hood. I'm from the west side of Chicago. I'm from my own hood, so I can speak about my hood, you know what I'm saying, as an expert. But I do know enough about LA culture that what happened yesterday in unifying all of the LA gangs and them marching for Nipsey Hussle, some shit we ain't never seen before. Some shit we had.
Can you explain what happened a little bit?
60s. We had Pyrus. You got Bloods. You got Crips. You got people Blackstone. You got all these different gangs. You got Brims. You got Hoover Crips. You got all these different people who come from different sets, who may not necessarily get along, just from being from different environments, just from having wars going on from throughout the years. They all said everything else stops. We put all this shit to the side, and we're having a peace treaty for Nipsey Hussle. So with that being said, I like to toast to Nipsey Hussle on his 33 years of living. It's sad that Nipsey Hussle, again, passed away the way that he did. It breaks my heart that people still have the jealousy, the hate, the envy that they do in their hearts. But again, I'm just so happy that in his 33 years of living, he was able to touch and impact so many people.
Yeah.
My timeline is nothing but Nipsey Hussle. And guess what? I'm not mad at it.
I was very impressed. Like I knew Nipsey as a musical artist. I didn't know that much about him until all this stuff happened. Not only have I seen local people, people in entertainment, I've also seen a post about a guy who was an electrician who worked on street lights, and had a story about this store owner who would always bring out snacks and drinks for him. And his wife told this story, and then he got home and he was like, "Oh my God, the store owner was the guy who died." He didn't even know it was Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
He just realized that this guy who would do this, thing that wasn't for promotion, wasn't for anything, was just for the community.
Wow.
And last night in 7-Eleven, as I went on that run to get coffee at 2 a.m., the security guard in 7-Eleven was like, "I did a security for Nipsey Hussle. He was a great," and he had a story. I've never felt Los Angeles feel like such like a community in a way.
100%. Like somebody said this, and it's so real. I can't speak on the time when Pac died. That was 96. I think 95, 96, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I can't speak on that. I didn't live in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
At that time, I was 8.
Yeah.
So I wasn't a big rap fan yet. I was still just listening to R&B, old school.
Yeah.
R&B, I wasn't even into rap. I only listened to Twista around that time. But I did know that Tupac was a big person within the industry, and that he meant a lot to a lot of people. And as you grow up, you start to realize more and more what Tupac meant. LA has not felt this way. I continue to hear. And people have not, and that was completely different. That was during beef. That was during war. So everyone wasn't immediately like, okay, Tupac died. the whole community is going to be together. It wasn't that, because it was Tupac died. This came from the East Coast. So it was a lot of beef going on in rap. This was Nipsey Hussle died. Everyone has only said the best stuff about Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
Has only said this dude was amazing, this dude was incredible, this dude was this, this dude was that. And you feel so much life taken away from LA in that very moment that Nipsey passed away. And somehow Nipsey's legacy and who he was as a person is so strong that double the life has now been put back into Los Angeles. That people feel like come together. If nothing else, and I, if nothing else, on this show as a black man, want to continue to push that narrative. There is no reason we shouldn't be together. There's no reason that we should beef. Initially, when gangs were even invented, they were to be against the police officers that were putting police brutality on the different communities. They were to protect ourselves. It was the Black Panther Party moving for us and saying, let's put our own police together. Let's protect our own, because right now we're not being protected. That's what the gang mentality or community was initially about. And from there it grew. And of course, drugs played a part, and money plays a part, and actual territory starts playing a part. And those different things were negatives into the gang culture, but the original culture and the foundation was never negative. So for all these people to put these things behind them, and all the deep-rooted history of bodies on bodies that have been found throughout these different cities, and say, you know what, this person, this one individual, helps us all see it very clear now that we're bigger than this. We're better than this. And if this is a start, I salute every brother out there. I salute all my brothers out there. And I fuck with you, and I love you for it. And I call out every city to do the same. Not just LA, Chicago, where I'm from.
And to maintain. And to not make it just a truce for a small amount of time.
No, it's definitely maintain. And, I think that them doing that, I think you're going to see a lot of change in the city. I think it's going to be a lot of good change. And again, it's such a sad moment. There hasn't been anyone that had their memorial at Staples Center. Nipsey Hussle is having his memorial at Staples Center in the next couple, I think in like 3 or 4 days. There hasn't been anyone that had a memorial at Staples Center since Michael Jackson.
Wow.
To make you really feel his impact in this city. Michael Jackson. Nipsey Hussle's having a memorial there.
And that's really, I mean, while he's a awesome musical artist, that's really because of his impact on the community.
100%.
That's really because of like what he really does on the ground.
100%.
And that's really something to look up to.
Just solid, just the realest as they come. And I think you know what I'm saying, my heart again goes out to Lauren, goes out to his whole family, to his kids, to his immediate family, to all of his, you know what I'm saying, to all his neighborhood family. My heart goes out to his brothers, you know what I'm saying, from 6-0. So I just, you know what I'm saying, I just feel a lot of hurt in my heart for those people, man. But at the same time, just know that man impacted everybody, and he lived life as only we all should. And it's about to make sure that you impact this earth before you leave. And he did that. He 100% did that. So that's the way we're going to start this show. Again, welcome to Wine and Weed. And we're going to get into some funny shit because this is a comedy show. We're going to get into some fun shit. We're gonna try to, live life and have a good time. But, I had to at least salute that man.
Absolutely.
For all his great shit he's done. And Chris is going to spark up.
The joint is lit, people. The joint is lit.
The joint is lit. We're on our way. Do you feel like tiredness affects marijuana high?
That's a good study.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't really feel like if I am tired and I have a glass of wine, I'm going to feel drunk. Where I don't really feel like weed is the same. Like, you can be tired. You'll just get tireder.
Yeah, I've been in the club before and been, like, super tired, and everyone thought I was high.
Interesting.
And been like, man, he's so high. And I'm like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
I'm extremely tired. Someone's birthday that I don't even like that much that I told I did.
Do you guys feel like you have birthday seasons in your life? Like you have like all your friends are born during the same exact amount of time?
I have a weird amount of friends that are all born on the 22nd, and I'm born on the 22nd.
So I almost just the 22nd of any month.
Of any month. I almost have the whole year out of friends. Yeah, it's weird.
I have never took astrology seriously at all.
Oh.
I have always I've always like looked at just myself in terms of astrology, and like I read everyone's sign and I go like, okay, you could apply all this to everybody because we're all human beings.
The same exact way.
Yeah.
But recently somebody asked me to approach it a different way, and they went, well, which of your friends are Geminis, for example?
Okay.
And I realized that both you and one of my best friends, Jordan Dunn, are born a day apart, and you're both Geminis, and while you guys are very different people, you guys kind of fell into this category, and it kind of fucked me up, man. It kind of made me start going, oh my God, maybe I am that person. I think it's good to use astrology to explore yourself either way, because self-exploration is important.
I think it's bullshit.
But it was weird this year when all of a sudden I was like, I don't know, maybe it's onto something.
Look, everyone's going to get mad at me in the comment section. Come and fucking get me. I think it's all bullshit. I think it's whatever. I think you'll find a way that whatever you're reading.
That's what I've always thought.
If you want it to pertain to you, it will pertain to you. And it probably all does. They're all things that's so vague that, of course, like I hate when I read, I know astrology and horoscopes are not the same thing, but when I'll read someone's horoscope for the day, I'll be like, oh my God, it said I was going to meet someone new today, and I did. And I'm like, well, yeah, motherfucker, you went outside, didn't you? You're going to meet someone new.
I had one recently that was like, these next couple weeks will really, depending on how much work you put in, they'll determine the rest of your year. And I was like, wow, yeah. And I've been like thinking about it like a religion,
Chris?
but I'm also like, that's true for everybody
is true.
at any
true
time.
Any moment.
That's some fortune
But
cookie shit.
but it like stuck with me, and it makes me continually think about it. So like, as a journey of self-exploration, I think astrology is cool. But as like I don't know, this is what my horoscope says, so I have to do it. Like relax.
So when I used to be in the club,
It's
and
like religion.
Girls would not for me, but no, girls would always be like, "What's your sign?" "Ooh, I know your sign. I can tell what you are already." And
Well, you are such a Gemini.
it would go it would go two different ways, because it only can go two different ways. They would get it right
because you're a Gemini.
Yeah, and girls would approach me and they'd be like, "I know you. What's your sign?" Either ask me what's my sign, and I'd be like, "Oh," I would always say a fake sign. And throughout the whole night, because I said a fake sign, they would start just bringing up everything that sign did and be like, "Oh my God, you're totally a Leo. I can tell."
Hilarious.
And they would dive into all this stuff that Leos do, and they'd be like, "Yes, you're a fucking Leo. I normally hate y'all, but you're cool." And you'd be like thinking the whole time, "You sound stupid." He's passing back to you. You can ask that too if you want. But for me, it's like I always felt like girls would come to me and be like, "Oh, you're a Gemini, right?" And sometimes I'd be like, "Yeah, if I you know, whatever. If I don't want to talk to them at all, it's like, yeah, I'm Gemini." If I do, I'll be like, "No, I'm not. I'm this." And my whole thing with that was like, if I say I'm this, you'll start again breaking down what that thing is. You'll tell me what it is. But the Gemini thing,
that sounds very two-faced of you, like a Gemini.
yeah, of course. but let me ask you a question. With that being said, since you brought that up, when have you ever seen me not be Sterling? When have you ever seen me be like, he is totally different? Because people be like, "Oh, Geminis they have this hot and cold thing." Or
No, well, I think you have different sides to you.
name them, please. I would love to hear this.
Okay. Well, I feel like in church, Sterling is different than in the club, Sterling.
That's just people. Continue.
But not everybody goes to
Who
church.
the
and
fuck
goes
would
to
go
the
to the
club.
church and be like, "Put my dick out, yeah, bitch. Hell yeah, we out in this."
I think you have.
Jesus.
I think you're a very smart person who has a lot of ignorance, like who is not afraid to fucking just do exactly what you did, which is ignorant.
Is that ignorant? You just said church Sterling is not the same as club Sterling.
I'm saying I think you have. You know, what's that Kanye line? Sophisticated ignorance. You know, those are two opposites.
I think we all do.
I don't know if everybody
As my
does.
boy Cosign
Some people
would say,
pull it off
shout-
better
You're
than others.
Gemini.
As my boy
dude.
Cosign would say, shout out to Cosign, he makes gourmet ratchet. I make gourmet ratchet.
Hey.
That is very
Oxymoron.
like oxymoron.
Yeah.
That's Two-Face. That's Gemini, baby.
That's not
I'm
Two-Face.
still new to this, guys.
That's
so
not,
you
well,
can,
but you're wrong. That's not Two-Face.
It's not Two-Face. It's just two sides.
Astrology is based off of constellations, right? And constellations
don't even.
always
You're going too
move.
deep. You're going too deep.
I'm just saying.
Metrograde,
Wait,
motherfucker.
no, I like it. He's got it.
He's
I'm just
going
saying-
to Metrograde.
He's always got info.
I'm just saying constellations constantly change. Stars positions change all the time. So when this was made 1,000 years ago, the stars are in a completely different place than they were back then. There's more constellations than there were before. In a million years, it's gonna be completely different.
So we're
my
all
question is-
Gemini.
But my question also then, why Gemini's been labeled Two-Face the whole time then? Why ain't nobody switch this shit up and be like, oh, it's the year 2020.
Yeah.
It's a new year.
Now
the
You're a
stars,
Xenon.
the stars have
Two-Face.
moved enough. Geminis are now all very shy. And you're just like, okay, I'm fucking shy now, apparently.
Everybody switches.
Something, I feel different. I don't want to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Anymore?
All of a sudden.
I choose to believe, I guess what we're getting about me is that I'm starting to dip my toe back into the spirituality pool because I also like to.
If you're going to get baptized, let me know.
Because I don't like believing in like the
It was a-
Bible. That sounds silly.
You don't believe in anything.
But believing in like the moons sounds cool.
Oh,
to me.
you want to worship the moon?
Yeah,
You go ahead.
like
You go ahead and do
when
that.
there's
You're on
a
your own,
full
buddy.
moon or a new moon, I'm kind of like, yeah, it's a
Oh,
new
yeah.
moon. I do think things change on the moons, and that makes sense because like the moons can literally move tides.
Yeah.
You think they can't move you? You're 90% water and half Gemini.
The moon.
So I'm a little lighter.
Guys,
when-
I got a lot of
ain't
half
things
Gemini.
This
I'm
is if
figuring
this
out.
ain't the most
Spiritually.
high shit we started an episode with. The moon don't
Yes.
do shit.
I'm
You
very
giving
tired.
the fucking moon all this
It
credit.
reflects the sun.
I
Yeah, what the fuck are
disagree.
you talking about,
The
bro?
moon pulls the tides. That's why waves happen.
No, yeah,
It's
I know
the
that. Yeah,
gravitational
yeah.
The
pull from
moon
the
don't
moon.
do shit,
It
bro.
does.
The moon's not real,
It
obviously.
scientifically
You think the
does.
moon created us?
I didn't say that.
You said you're gonna start worshiping the moon.
I said
shit.
that there is a gravitational
I'm
pull
asking you
from
a
the moon
question.
to Earth, and that might have something to do with us.
Fam,
Yeah, what?
are you saying
Yeah.
the moon created me?
God damn it.
Shut up, man. You said spirituality where you're going to dip your toe in the spiritual pool or whatever you said, and you said you believe in the moon. I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? I believe in the moon,
I'm
too. I
trying
believe
to
God created
explain
it.
I'm trying to explain it.
Yeah, but
You
the-
believe God created the moon? That's so silly.
Okay, if you think that, wait, who do you think, you think it was it was a Big Bang Theory. You think that, like,
Yeah.
you think a little, oh, you're silly.
Obviously.
Wait, some man knows
Man,
God.
why are you
Come
making
on.
God a man, first of
Well,
all?
some man wrote
Stanley
it down.
Kubrick made the moon.
Why are you making God a man?
A man wrote it down. A man wrote it down. It
What
was a
man wrote it down? A lot of people wrote it down.
Yeah, a bunch of people wrote it down, then a king rearranged the book. Are we doing this religion talk right now?
Oh boy.
What do you mean?
It's curated. The Bible's curated by a king who wanted to control people.
Magna
The
Carta.
moon's not curated, baby.
The moon's not curated. The moon was. Where's the moon come from?
I mean,
science says that the moon is actually a piece of the Earth that was hit off when an asteroid collided with it, and a chunk of Earth formed the moon. That's what the popular theory is.
Yeah.
it's so important to have John here.
No, but that's how.
No,
we,
just that
That's how we was
I would be
created.
like, fuck, I don't really know what the moon is.
That's how we was created.
Wait, what was?
From
I
the-
was there,
from the
so
moon,
I
right?
can confirm.
No, we weren't created from the moon. I'm
So
saying
what-
the moon affects
What created
us
us again?
You could you could marry our two. You could say that Adam and Eve created us, but that doesn't mean that the moons don't affect us.
Why would you say Adam and Eve created us?
Whatever. What do you believe?
That God created Adam and Eve.
Okay, yeah. So you could say that God.
But you just
created
gave all the
Adam.
credit
And
to
then took
Adam
a
and
piece
Eve.
of rib from Adam, and then that made Eve. And
Yes.
technicalities,
Yeah,
technicalities.
The
fairy tale.
womb is why it's woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Greek mythology.
It's fun.
It's cool because
If you wanna make a
everyone's
movie-
like a real person.
If you want to make a movie,
you know,
I get
versus like
it.
God. You know, everyone's like an aspect of us. It's kind of like
There's
astrology.
all gods. There's so many gods
There's
in Greek
weird-
mythology. It's all
Yeah.
gods.
There's multiple
And
gods.
You
gods
just said
are like
everyone-
everyone.
But you just said everyone's no. There's
It's a
so
god
many
of mischief.
There are so many normal people, and then there are
Yeah.
gods in Greek mythology.
Yeah. I'm saying the
So why are you
gods
saying
in
everyone
Greek
is-
mythology. Like I like what.
No,
they
you didn't make
represent
any
about
sense because you said
people.
everyone is normal. Everyone's not normal in Greek mythology.
Oh, sorry. The gods have normal attributes. They aren't like all knowing.
Normal.
The
what?
gods can
Normal
fuck humans.
attributes?
Yeah, like they're jealous or they cheat on each other
Okay.
or they
Yeah,
fucking
I guess
go.
that's
You
fine.
know, like everyone
You
does.
think a nigga that could move water was worried about some bitch fucking around?
That's the
Man,
but
if
in
you don't get the fuck
mythology,
outta here.
he was.
You
You know what
sound
I
crazy, bruh.
What the fuck
Next
are we talking
topic.
about? What are we
We
talking
high.
about?
We high already,
Listen,
Sway. He
Look,
told me
I
some-
already told you I was
he-
coming on with 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And
love
then
that
I
he-
got high.
I love that he questioned if he was gonna be able to get high. It was already high when he asked it. He was like, "Do you think I'm able to get high?" I was like, "Chris, you're high right now. You have no idea." And now we're at Greek mythology and a dude moving water,
You know, I could
having
go,
sex
too.
with a woman.
If Zeus fought Jesus, though.
Yeah, that's what's going down right now. It's like some Batman.
I'm down for
It's
that.
a
combo.
real life Batman. Like, oh my god.
If Zeus fought Jesus,
Man, we gonna get into the week or what? I got a plane to catch, fam. Are we gonna get into this week or what?
yeah, I'm just Zeus versus Jesus.
All I know that Zeus does is make lightning, so I don't.
Yeah, Jesus seems like he could like manipulate.
Man,
like,
he ain't gotta
not
manipulate.
He
Fam,
can
it's
he can
light work.
Open his heart. Yeah,
Zeus is light work, homie.
yeah, for Jesus.
Jesus, that's light. That's Duke, a number 1 seed versus a 16 right there.
Whoa, okay, let's talk
Zeus
about
is probably not 16. He's probably more of a 4.
So Zeus is a legend.
He's a 4 seed. he's at a TV show.
yeah.
Jesus is an icon.
Yeah,
Jesus is an icon.
Jesus has a movie, also a big movie. He has a whole book that's still a number 1 bestseller.
That's still number one.
Yeah,
It's number 1 bestseller, no matter what. Come on, dude.
Zeus has fairy
What are we
tales.
even talking about, fam? Next topic. John,
Oh, I have
one
more
article.
important news. Coming soon, brunchables for when you want Lunchables at 10 a.m.
That's not true.
I-
That has to be an
I
April
hope
Fool's
it's
joke
true.
that has now fallen into the week of April Fools.
I don't know if it's an April Fool's joke or not. but
Brunchables?
I mean,
Are they trying to what brunch to me is like where people go to get drunk during the day. Are they trying to teach kids about drinking early? Like, what's inside of the box? What's in the box of a brunchable versus a lunchable?
to
That
me,
best be Capri
to
Sun.
me, brunch is kind of like bougie and like I got my shit together and I'm going to brunch. And for
What's
you
Capri
to
Sun with
have
champagne?
your shit together and also eat Lunchables doesn't sound very compatible.
Wait, you think brunch means you have your shit together?
Yeah, no, but it means you're doing something kind of bougie. And
Oh, you saying
Lunchables-
You're just running late.
I guess Lunchables are kind of bougie. To me, Lunchables were always rich kids stuff.
Yeah, Lunchables are bougie in
I didn't have
school, in
Lunchables.
grammar school, yeah.
Interesting.
You eat school food, you motherfucker. You
You're
broke
right.
motherfucker.
School food, or like your mom makes you a sandwich. You're not gonna
Yeah,
buy
but
a
it's a shitty
$3
sandwich.
Lunchable.
That's
It's
true.
a
My
shitty
mom
sandwich
did-
that you've grown to love. You're like, this sandwich is great, Mom. Thanks. Because it's got love in it. It's got a whole
She's
bunch of
tricked
shit.
you.
It's shitty. And then you grow up and you eat someone else's mom's food and you're like, that bitch couldn't cook the whole time. She tricked me. What the fuck was
Or you
that?
try Lunchables and you're like, oh my god, this is so fun.
Yeah, it's
I'd be
just
like,
fun because you're cooking for yourself. It teaches people how to cook. It teaches kids how to cook, and they're not cooking at all. It's pretty shitty food. They
Oh,
give you
wow,
like
that
a
was the most
Butterfinger.
that was the most like redeeming take I've ever heard about Lunchables. Is it teaches kids to cook? You're right. It is like a DIY element.
Yeah, you can make a pizza with Lunchables.
Yeah, you get the Lunchable pizza.
Yeah.
So you decide how much pepperoni you put on a motherfucker, how much cheese.
Nah, my mom did.
That was the fancy Lunchable. First of all, if you had the pizza,
No,
you
no,
were in
I didn't like the pizza. I had crackers and cheese and ham. That's
yeah,
like
yeah,
my
yeah.
thing,
You were in
yeah.
the game though. If you had the pizza,
Yeah.
you were showing off.
Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
Then
yeah,
came out with
yeah.
the tacos.
You had
Oh,
like
oh,
a
when the
vodka.
tacos
It's like,
came
dude, what
out,
are you doing?
That was just Taco Bell because it was
Yeah.
like pasty fucking ground beef. It was disgusting.
Yeah,
They're trying to kill us.
but you look cool.
My mom just gave me an English muffin and tomato sauce to put in the microwave oven. She's like,
Aw.
"It's a pizza.
Your mom, she didn't even try.
We put cheese on it." No. My mom hated the packaging of.
But you said your mom
Lunchables.
couldn't cook, right?
I kind of did.
You
say
did. We
that.
didn't air that
Oh.
episode. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. I
Oh,
feel
early
bad. I don't think
episode.
my mom listens though. To be honest,
Oh, it's fine.
So it's
My
all right.
mom listens. Actually, she said she got past the cursing, and now she enjoys
Really?
it. Yeah, motherfucking mama, you keep watching this shit. Shout out you, mama.
This is a pretty stony episode so far. We're talking about Lunchables, God, and our moms.
It really is. This might be our most stoned episode already.
Maybe.
We're going to be embarrassed. We're going to have a guest walk in like 10 minutes.
All right,
and we're
Chris's
all too
mom
high.
versus Zeus.
Now, that is, I love it. Yeah. If y'all don't know that voice, man, that's my man.
Yeah.
Darrell. That nigga put on the sexy voice out of nowhere.
But when it's time.
That's
Go ahead. No,
motherfucking Tank.
finish
That's
your-
Darrell Bass.
Yeah.
AKA, as y'all know him, Mr. Tank himself.
That's
Thank
him.
you. Thank you for being here, bro.
Of course, man. Come on, man.
I
Easy.
appreciate that,
Yeah.
man. So, I don't really listen to your music, but Chris is a huge fan.
You know,
Chris whole
I can
swag.
tell.
Yeah.
I can tell.
He looked like you
I'm
did
an
one,
R&B
don't
guy.
Yeah, he's
I'm an R&B
he's,
guy.
in, he's in
Yeah.
the deep moments. I know what's going on.
I feel like I'm gonna have to like step in my lower register, just like match
No. Don't
match down
listen.
here.
Oh,
Otherwise, it's like one of my
Oh,
one of my
shit.
friends who helped set us up our audio equipment has a super deep voice, and we were like, "Whoa, this guy makes us sound like shit."
Yeah, but it's not that. If you come into my space, then you tap it into my shine, and I need all mine.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All
Let me
right.
tell y'all
I'll
one
keep it
thing
up
about
here.
this voice I got over
Yeah,
here,
I
baby.
need all. You got the
When
good
I
credit.
drop
I
the
can already tell.
raspy-
I don't dip into the credit game. Okay. Let me have my deep voice.
Tank, if you don't know about this show, man, I don't know if you've watched. I know you haven't. You don't support me, but we cool.
I've seen a few inserts of your show. I have.
You know what? I appreciate that. If nothing else, because I
Actually,
watched
yeah.
Man Cave, so just know
Appreciate it. Yes.
you know I was there.
Thank you.
We just talk about different things throughout the week, maybe political things, maybe like just big pictures, societal things. We may get into conversations just about the climate of different industries and why they're going that way, and then we just have fun. We just talk shit. We're pretty much a straight shooting show.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's a couple things I want to talk with you about today, actually. We were talking about this thing last week. This, I don't know if you know the song Old Town Road
Yeah.
by Lil Nas X.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it was on the country charts. It went number one.
It went number one
went
on the
number
country.
It
one
went number
on the
one on
country
country
charts.
charts. And they took it down.
And
I
they
didn't know
said
that
it is.
part.
Oh,
They
yes,
said it is
sir.
not a country song. It doesn't qualify.
But they didn't even tell us what makes a country song. They just said it does not, the elements of this song do not qualify to be a country song.
They said while it has elements of like, because you've heard the song, so
Country
there's like
influence.
Of course.
cowboy imagery and stuff. They said that the instrumentation is not a country song.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, we know what they're saying.
We know. We already talked about what they say. We know what they say.
We don't allow trap round here.
So then my man, if you don't know, the plot thickens.
Okay.
Then my man Lil Nas X decided, you know what? I give you what you want.
This happened this week.
I
This
saw
happened this
that.
week, and he threw
Yeah.
Billy Ray Cyrus
Billy Ray Cyrus
on that
thing.
motherfucker.
Oh, he threw him
And
on.
Billy Ray was talking that shit. Billy Ray had a motherfucking flow going. He said he had a Maserati or Rodeo.
Hey.
I said, God
And
damn,
he
niggas
telling the
sound like
truth.
me.
He telling the truth.
He definitely telling the truth. Billy Ray ain't playing no games. And the funny part is, I can attest to this, everybody out there. I know for a fact my friend Chris Reiniger is the furthest thing from a racist. And we listened to the Old Town Road remix today. He said, it does sound more country. I said,
I'm just saying, Lil Nas X
I'm just saying.
doesn't really have a country voice.
But listen,
traditional country voice.
and here's the tough thing about it is that, I won't even go into the race part of it because country music is a very protected traditional thing, and there are white artists who have trouble in this space in terms of just trying to do things that cross into that area. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's a protected
It really is.
traditional
That's what we wanted
music.
to ask you about because
No,
you know,
listen. I know. I mean, I won't go into names, but there are artists who, they don't get a lot of love in that place.
have you ever written a country song?
No, I've never written. I write songs from a country perspective because I'm a storyteller.
Because country, I was going to say,
Yeah.
country music is some of the best storytellers.
Yeah.
They're some of the best
That-
writers. They're really good at that. And I know in good R&B, it comes with storytelling. So there's a lot of influence from both of them. Even when I hear country music, we're not brought up on it. But when I, for whatever reason, a song becomes big enough that you hear it, you're like,
Right.
okay, I'm going to check this out. Cool. When you hear it, a lot of times it resonates with you. They talking about the
Completely.
same exact shit we talking about.
You just have to you have to create alternatives for some of the words, right? So in country music, there's always a dog.
Yeah.
But in R&B, there's always a drink. All right.
Yeah.
So there's the drink and there's the dog. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So in country music, there's always a truck. Right. In R&B music, there's always a Range Rover.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there are
Yeah.
parallels
No, they really are.
that
Yeah.
keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There, in country, there's my woman and there's my wife. You know what I'm saying? In R&B, it's my bitch. You see what I'm saying?
That's real shit though. That's real
What
shit.
I was wondering, like, as somebody who's inside the music industry, who decides that this is this type of music and this is this type of music? If Post Malone is winning hip hop awards, who decided that he's hip hop and not R&B, and who's deciding that Lil Nas X
He did.
isn't?
He did face tattoos.
Well, I'll tell you
They
like
sent them
this.
away really quickly.
I'll
Wait.
tell you like this. On our side of things, on the R&B hip hop side of things, lines are very blurred.
Because it's an evolving music.
And it's like I am a singer. I'm a true singer. I grew up in church singing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's no way I should be in the same category as Post Malone. But the lines are so blurred that I would be.
And I'll say that comes from obviously hip hop and R&B, but then we go to a bigger picture, and it comes from black people in general, and the little industries that we do control, whether it be hip hop and R&B. I feel like we're the most accepting of people. That whenever people want to be involved in something of us, like if you a white dude that can dance, nigga, we fuck with you. Look at that.
100%.
Hey!
100%.
If you a white dude that can rap, oh look at this motherfucker really spitting that shit. I fuck with my white boy.
100%.
But when we want to get into the space of a country song, Lil Nas X, you have to go by their book, their rules, their everything. If you don't, then you're not accepted. It took a long time for the Darius Ruckers and the fucking and Kane Browns to tap into that world, and then they're still not as respected as some others in that world.
I agree.
So, like,
but you have to understand this though too, is that we haven't locked into a tradition. If you listen to Marvin Gaye or the Temptations, which was R&B for then, and then I'll even use myself. You listen to Tank and Chris Brown now. We've tried to maintain the essence of certain things that we've been brought up on, but for the most part, there is no standard tradition in the things that we do. So like we're always pushing the envelope and always pushing the evolution, and we like to call it moving the culture forward in a sense, but you have other genres that are like, no, like we'll just stay in country. Country music is country music.
It's a conservative genre.
It is a conservative.
They want
You know
to
what I'm saying?
stay
So in
what
terms of
it's always
accepting,
been.
they're not looking to move the culture forward. How dare you fast forward our culture? Remember back in the day, Shania
We got it
Twain.
right the first time.
Remember Shania Twain was catching slack for being progressive? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Taylor Swift catches slack for being progressive.
Well, and then now you're a pop artist. Now you're
now
off
you're
our
pop.
charts.
Now you're not really
You're
country.
no
You're
longer
pop.
country.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we don't have a traditional thing. We have a thing that, you know what? If it's hot, let's rock with it.
See, and that's look, and we really gonna dive into a deeper conversation.
Get it.
That's because the tradition within this country. That's because certain people have ran this country for so long that, like I was joking and saying, we got it right the first time.
Got it right.
So they feel as though we got it. We good, motherfucker. What did y'all talk about?
It's
We
like
got it right the
baseball.
first time.
It's just like
and,
baseball.
and we're always trying to adapt, always trying to evolve because we've had to survive here.
We've
So
had
we've
to
always tried to adapt.
because of that same thing you're saying, because we don't naturally fit into those spaces. So we've had to create something all of the time to create a new conversation because we have a tough time holding on to old conversations.
And back when, if we did create something new, something innovative, it got taken from us. So if you're talking about, okay, rock and roll, we got pushed out of that space.
Pushed.
We were that space.
Even
we
though you
created
started
that
space. Yeah.
We created the space, and then it's like, hey, thank you. You can go now.
Appreciate it.
You can go now.
And now we can't even fathom the idea of doing a rock and like just coming out straight rock and roll.
Yeah.
They're like, what? What?
Lenny
That's a
Kravitz.
black
I bet
guy.
people would go for
Kravitz
it.
had to lead with, hey, everybody calm down, nigga. I'm half white. Everybody chill the fuck out. Everybody's like, oh, God. Oh, my God.
What was that, a heart attack
Thought
there?
it was a nigga.
Thought you were full black, bro.
Whoa. Scared me. Why did you say so?
Yeah, no.
The hair.
It's.
Do you
I
think
touch
now
it?
that Billy Ray Cyrus is on the song, they will accept it as a country song?
I think they'll be
back
even
on the
more
chart.
mad.
They will be more mad.
They'll be like, now Billy Ray Cyrus
be
isn't
more
a
mad.
country
now,
musician.
now you're trying to fuck with us. All right.
Which
Now
is
you-
exactly what
now
they're
you're
doing.
really not invited to the country music awards.
Real shit.
Yeah.
Step foot in here if you want to.
No,
Although-
they won't invite him. The NRA gonna be
No,
right
they
there.
ain't
to
about
meet
to-
him. Right there to greet his ass.
Get a rope.
Are you the little Nas X? How'd you know?
My
You're
brother
the only black person here.
My brother-in-law is the biggest country fan I know,
Mm-hmm.
and so I texted him last week when we talked about this. What do you think about this little Nas X thing? He's like, I think it's awesome. So I think there's a bunch of country fans who would be like,
Guess
that's
what-
cool.
but guess what's
who
gonna
would be
happen?
like, cool, let's see it, and then that they're missing out on.
It's going to push their genre forward. They
Mm-hmm.
don't like it. It's not traditional, but you're gonna have some.
It's gonna
country-
open the floodgates.
You're gonna have some country kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to understand, the parents have grown up into what they've grown into.
Yep.
The rebellion, the
It's
little
coming.
kid, the little 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old kid is going to make, Dad, I like this song. Don't
Yeah.
turn that
You're gonna
off.
see a cowboy
Yeah.
hat, a little button up, and some Jordans, bitch.
You understand what I'm saying?
I'm fucking you up.
Hey, listen, if they farm doing good, you're going to see a kilo in the Rolex. I'm just trying to tell you.
It's gonna get real in the fields. Shit, you're absolutely correct. It's
I'm
gonna
trying to tell
it's
you.
gonna change the culture, and that's the last thing they need. They've had it controlled.
Had they accepted it, you know what I mean? It could have just been a cool thing that they could have been in control of. And by defying it,
Real shit.
you know what I mean?
Real
You're
shit.
lighting
Yeah.
a bigger
It-
fire.
it's the same thing I said when we spoke about the Grammys cutting off Drake's mic at the very end when he was trying to empower artists.
What was
If
that
you would've-
about?
If you would have leaned into this and said, let him speak, make this a moment, make it look as though the Grammys support artists being artists, but instead you let it be known you were a corporation that was you fucked up. You fucked up. You should have played. You should have had.
Panic.
You panicked. Oh my God! Turn it off.
Panic.
Panic because you're empowering
They
artists?
didn't
Like,
have-
who do you
they-
think is
they
watching
did-
the show?
Because in those situations, there's always someone who's not artistic in charge.
Yep.
Yeah.
In those type of situations, that's when the panic button hits.
That's true.
When somebody who's corporate, a lawyer, somebody who went to school for business, or like
Yeah.
they have
This
no
is
idea.
bad for the brand.
This is bad for the brand.
Yeah.
He doesn't talk artists, so he missed the moment.
Yeah.
Missed the moment to embrace what the Grammys are supposed to be all about.
Yep.
Right.
And that person normally
And
they say, oh, it's bad for the brand, but they don't realize that brands evolve, and they're
100%.
not. What makes you great? Always, I tell people, what makes you great is keeping the youth around you. If you keep the youth around you, you'll always know what's going on. You always know what's cool. You'll always know why you should do something. And if you don't understand it, you'll at least have that person there that you can trust enough that says, trust me on this. Don't do this. But when you're so stuck in your ways, corporations, all these different people, when you're so stuck in your ways, who the fuck? So stuck in your ways, you'll think, well, I perfected this thing. Art, like true art, I don't know if it's ever perfected. It just
It's
continues
never
to
perfected.
evolve.
It's
So,
never perfected.
yeah,
Never perfected.
So that person thinks I perfected this. Leave me alone. It's been running well, but can it run better? Is the question.
When you say keep the youth around you, it's basically saying keep the evolution around
Yes.
you. Because what happens is that as we perfect a thing, the youth are born into what we consider that perfection. And so as they grow in the middle of that perfection, they then take that perfection and expound upon it. So now it's new. Now it's evolving. The thing that you thought you did great,
Yeah.
this 16, 14-year-old is actually doing better than you and adding a
Yep.
dime on it.
Yep.
I went to see a kid named Jacob Collier, jazz kid, little white kid, man. When I say just Herbie Hancock is in the building, Quincy Jones is in the building,
Quincy Jones.
and they're looking like their faces are like this. This kid is breaking all of the rules.
Yeah.
Everything that Herbie Hancock has perfected, everything that Quincy Jones has perfected,
Yeah.
he is breaking all of those rules
But you-
and taking
You know,
taking it here.
you know what those greats realize though, because Quincy's always still in.
Always.
It. Quincy
He's always
in
there.
that shit. Quincy
Always.
Yeah, he know.
He know.
And you know what those greats they realize is they broke all the rules.
Yep.
And they
Exactly.
realize, oh shit, he me. He fucking it up.
He
Oh shit, that's what I was doing. I don't know what the fuck you talking about right now.
And it's always great when you and the other person both know the rules and you're good enough to both break those rules.
Absolutely.
And know that you're both breaking them.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And if somebody is like, no, stick to the rules, we're never good enough to break them.
You just won't evolve. You'll still be the guy that's living in the 80s or the guy that's living in the 90s. We've seen those people that don't evolve. We've seen those people that are still standing on ceremony of the things that they used to do and not the things that they're doing now or desiring to do later. We know those people, and that's what happens. The tough part as I double back to country music is that country music is still successful in its traditional state. So that's the fight. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To tell somebody.
And to make that direct correlation, that direct connection, is that America is still successful in somewhat
In a lot of its
traditional state.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the fight.
Yeah.
That's the fight of being like, hey,
Well,
Trust
but
me.
that means it doesn't mean you can't get better, even if
No.
you're successful.
we
It doesn't
need
mean
you to
you
get
can't get
better.
better. It
It's
doesn't
just
mean-
like
but
if you
it's-
know the rules doesn't mean you can't break them
But-
to improve.
But there are powerful people who
Yes.
are on the countryside.
Yeah.
It's power. There's power over there.
Who like things the way they are.
and they're
Yeah.
working.
Yeah.
Like think about all of the presidents outside of Obama. What do you think their choice of music was? What do you think George Bush's choice of music was?
Some country.
It's country.
Yeah,
come on,
definitely
come
some
on, man.
country.
Turn that on. Turn that
I
up.
feel like Bill listened to some country too.
Bill Clinton, he
Bill
threw,
played the sax too though. Bill was a sexy motherfucker.
listen, he probably threw a little.
Bill played some
Bill threw a
jazz.
little Coltrane on.
Yeah, he definitely did.
He threw a
fucked
little
him up
jazz
one
on
time.
with his
He
cognac.
fuck him up. You know what? Bill, look, I told you, niggas, when Bill
I
got
also
that
can see
mouthpiece
Bill
from
like
the
rocking
hall,
out to Bruce Springsteen in the Oval Office, that type of
a
deal.
little bit. Bill was
No?
fucking with more R. Kelly than Bruce Springsteen.
Okay.
You better stop it.
Look, this brings us to
No.
our next topic anyway. So, look, my man Bill was married. He may have had infidelity
Yeah.
and went through that.
Yeah.
So life, you just got married recently. I was at your wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful wedding. I love your wife.
Thank you, my
Shout out
brother.
to Zena.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Bezos,
Mm.
the richest man in the world,
Mm.
Amazon owner, CEO.
Yes.
He, him and his wife just finalized their divorce.
Yes.
And the numbers have come out.
Yes.
Jeff Bezos was originally worth $140 billion.
He's still the richest man in the world.
He's still the richest man in the world, no matter
Yeah.
what. And he gave her $35 billion.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
35
She
billion.
earned
She is not-
$35 billion.
Let me speak. Let me speak. She's the fourth richest woman in the world. Third or fourth. John could
Yeah.
do that a little later.
Yeah.
Third or fourth. But she's $35 billion in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I had these convos with friends a long time ago, and I was like, my whole thing was, I think she deserves a lot of money. Half and half. I wasn't feeling that at the time. I was like, I think 40 billion. You still 40 billion. What we talking about?
What are we talking
So when they bring up 35 billion, I was like, I feel like that's fair. And as a newly married man, I wanted to get into the conversation of like this.
What would you do with $100 billion?
140 billion.
It's
How
just
are
such a fake
How
number
you
at
split that
that
up with
point to
Zena
me.
right now? That's my dog. Zena's my dog, if y'all know. That's my homegirl, and this is my guy right here. So we
Listen.
can have these convos. We
Listen.
all funny.
She can get that 35 billion.
Okay, nothing more though.
Listen.
We not even talking
Listen.
about 35 billion is
Listen,
fine.
listen.
We all agree on that.
First of all, Zena's tone deaf, so there's no way she helped me sing anything on these albums. She was not shooting in the gym. You understand what I'm saying?
I can tell you one thing. You in your in your career early, I will not say that you danced on stage at all. You have now conducted a couple of dance moves on stage. Zena probably added
No,
to that.
she didn't.
Okay.
Those dance moves I know she can't do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, all right.
My swag has improved.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But here's
But was
my
there
thing.
something deeper within you that allowed you to dance
No.
because of
No,
her?
don't
You
stop.
know,
Don't start.
like maybe
She
she was
danced in my
overall
first video
improving your life.
in 2000. That was a long time ago, but I was also dancing.
Were you dancing?
Yes, I put dancing
No, I mean
away.
something in your heart. I was
Oh,
trying
wait,
to, like, make it a-
wait.
I put dancing.
Nigga,
No, let's
what?
go back. Let's go back
No,
to
we
this
go-
billion. Yeah, I was dancing full out
I got it.
somersaults,
We go-
everything.
Oh, we
the
putting
video
this-
was called Freaky. Don't pull it up.
We pulling it up.
Oh.
And we putting it
Check it out, freaky right here.
Freaky will happen right here. Click it right here. Click freaky.
Listen, when you start talking about certain numbers, right? The idea of half doesn't even matter, right? So if I had $140 billion, close to $200 billion, if I tell who's getting ready to be my ex-wife, we've obviously gone through whatever we've gone through. Hey, this isn't going to work out. I'm going to give you $40 billion. And the idea of $40 billion is cool. It's like, you know what? Thank you. I don't have to fight for another 60. No. I'm even finished. I don't have to fight for another 40 billion to make sure that I'm half up on what you have, because at 39 billion, I am impossible to catch.
We're good.
We are good. But when you're talking about $200,000 and you only want to give your woman 39,000 of it, that's when the conversation gets a little bit more tricky.
No.
Because obviously you guys were still
Yes.
you guys were still building, still growing, and the difference between $39,000 and $100,000 is way different.
Okay.
Way different.
100%.
And I'll say to you,
100%. Billions of dollars is so unscopable.
Doesn't even
I'm gonna tell you what this is about. I've told everyone this. This is about truly if you want to make or break someone. And it's when you go through a divorce, sometimes that woman wants to break you. And this is about if that woman truly wants to break you. So when I was hearing 70 billion early on, I was like, okay, this is solely a matter of how much she hates this man.
But
how much does she hate Jeff Bezos right now? Because she knows 40 billion is more than enough
Way
to
more
live
than
your fucking life, for your kids to live their life, for their
Kids
kids to live
live
their life,
life.
for their
Kids
kids to live
live
their life, and you gonna be good forever.
and
We're
they're
like
his
an
kids
entire
too.
state.
But
And
if you hate him enough,
and they're his kids too.
they're his kids too, yeah. But if you hate him enough,
Yeah.
if you hate him just enough, you're gonna go for the full 70.
I got it. But that's not in billions. In billions, that fight is short. It's short-lived, because you ask yourself, a woman will ask herself, why am I fighting for an extra 40 billion? I'll never see it. She might not ever see 2 billion.
You don't know what she about to buy though. She might buy some shit, bro.
She's gonna have to
I
buy
would-
a country.
I would be like
She
a
might,
billion.
nigga. She
She's gonna have
just
to buy
might.
a country.
She might.
That's why I say that's the difference between 200 billion and 200,000.
Yeah.
The fight is different.
No, it's completely.
in
Obviously,
those-
knows a completely different fight, but it's gonna still boil down to how much does she.
A
hate
woman
you.
is more
How
likely
much does she want to
a
score?
woman is more likely to want to break you at 200,000 than at 200 billion, because at 40 billion she can still hurt you.
Yeah, but she knows that. But the difference is this, like you said, at 200 billion, at 200,000, one of them is able to be broke. The other one can't be broke.
You can't
So
break
you can't
him.
break me. You can crack my windshield a little bit. You can repair that motherfucker. I got the money.
And listen, if
Yeah.
that man has 200 billion,
200. That's not even a real number. That's not even a
imagine
real number.
the ice he can put you on in trying to get more from
Let
you.
me tell you this.
Also, my question is like, how ruthless are you? Like, if anybody went to me, I'll give you $2 billion. I'd be like, cool, we're good. You know, and she might have fought to get
You got
30.
You got trash pussy swag. You don't know
God,
how
what
good that
the
woman.
fuck?
Because you said
When do you ever need
said-
more than $2 billion?
you said $2 billion. That
What
woman McKenzie
fucking
said, you know what? This
circumstance.
good for all them years. I deserve half
She
that
des-
shit. I'm willing to let your bitch ass live.
39.
I'll take the 30.
She deserves 39.
Bruh, I'll tell you this much on some real shit. People don't realize this. People don't talk about this. She was his first employee at Amazon. She did his accounting.
That's
Let
the
me say
real
something.
though.
Let me tell you something. You don't. If
That's
you
why
don't.
she's totally right.
You
They
don't
built
understand
together.
the power of the battery in your back from a real woman until you've had one.
Yeah.
And then you'll understand the
Boys,
value.
he didn't go take that line and put it,
Wow.
put it on the fridge. Put it on the goddamn fridge, nigga. On the fridge.
Wow.
I'm trying
That
to
was a
tell you.
lie.
Boy, you better preach.
People don't understand the
He don't just sing
value
this R&B,
of
this nigga
that.
memes
Memed
and shit.
yourself, dude.
Because when you lay down at night in your most vulnerable state,
Yeah.
that's when you are the most empowered. That's when you are the most energized. That's when your soul is truly fed. And it's all being done by this woman.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's priceless.
That's what I was talking about when I said, in what way did she help you dance?
Yeah. Ooh.
She
She
gave
didn't
you-
help me dance.
But she gave
Hey.
you the battery
But
in
look,
your back.
She doesn't
to
want me to
charge.
dance. No.
Wait.
Now we're talking about something. She
I picked
she
the wrong
hates on my
specific.
dancing.
Wait. She did. Maybe she didn't help you dance, right? Help you dance. Maybe she doesn't want you dancing. But I'm about to sound like the preacher I am. But without her, my brother, you can't dance. You don't want me to start talking.
This has been Wine and Wheat.
Without her, my brother, you can't dance.
Listen,
Okay.
you are not
You see-
going. You are not
you
going
see
first
the
Sunday meet.
analogies we're making here?
Oh.
I'm way colder than her.
Oh.
dancing.
Oh my God. I'm not buying that, bro. I'm not buying
Yes,
that.
you are. Yes,
No.
you see my swag.
It's fun because I didn't know originally that she was a dancer, so I meant it poetically the entire time.
No, I know. But she hates on my dancing. She doesn't want me. She doesn't want me to have dancers. Why are you dancing? Because I want to entertain at the
That means she
highest
think
level.
you good. She think you good.
Why do you have dancers?
Yeah, she's asking you.
No. She's asking me why do I have dancers because she's a dancer.
Oh, she thinks she should be dancing.
Not even. No.
I came to the Valentine's show, Zena. You was being shy out there.
Not even do she think that she should be dancing, but I fell in love with a dancer.
Oh, now nigga, we talk.
You see what I'm saying?
Now nigga, we talk.
You understand what I'm saying?
Y'all listening out there? Now we talk.
Oh no, I have a real pit bull at the house.
Okay, you do. Yes,
She's very
you do.
protective.
Yes, you do.
Oh yeah.
A new dog in this? No. I said I do a dog show. No. You met me at a dog show. Fuck out of here. You ain't about to motherfucking be training no more dogs. I know all the tricks.
You met me at a dog show.
Zeta know all the tricks, nigga. Shit.
Hey, she ain't having it.
I fuck with
She
it.
ain't having it.
We're all in very different stages. You're married. I'm not married. I'm in a loving relationship with my girlfriend, and then Chris is single. John,
I'm
are you
single.
single? John and Chris both
How
are
old are
single.
you guys?
I'm 31.
You're 31. Okay.
25.
25.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take your time. You good?
Yeah. I'm
don't
out of
know,
a
man.
I'm out of a long relationship for like
How long?
6 months.
How long?
It was like a 3-year relationship,
Okay.
and I've been out for like 6 months. So
It was an interracial
You know,
relationship.
now
too.
you-
If you wonder
now
if
you
my
can-
boy Chris got the moves.
Yeah. Listen, I encourage all young men, take your time.
yeah.
Trust me. That's the best thing you can do for yourself is to get it in and all out of your system.
You saying I should break up with this bitch? What you saying?
First of all, you're not as young as they are, okay?
I'm 30.
We're the same
He
age.
31. I'll be 31 in a little bit.
Well, the difference is that I've met your woman. I love your woman, and I think you found a good thing.
Okay.
So I'm going to encourage
We
you.
gonna cut that out.
Listen,
We
I'm going to encourage
we
you to
gonna
grow the
edit-
fuck up.
we gonna
That's
edit
what I'm
that
going to tell
shit
you,
out.
okay? I'm
She'll
need you.
never see this.
I'm gonna need you to turn 40 next year. She'll never see it.
Not a day.
Um,
Definitely ain't saying
Not
this.
that it can't work, but I always say to young men, like, you know, but you've seen a lot. You've done a lot.
I've
You
done
understand
too
what I'm
much.
saying? There
I've
it is.
seen too much.
But I see it all, bro. Like my new thing now is if you haven't traveled the world, don't do it. If you haven't seen what the world has to offer, don't do it.
What he's saying to you is, nigga, you're missing out.
Because I'm telling you, man, you get somewhere in South Africa or you get somewhere in the south of France, you get somewhere in Japan somewhere or in the Philippines or Malaysia. You find yourself in Russia with something extra tall and you don't even realize that your body responds to this.
Yeah.
You didn't even know this type of thing could happen to you. You know what I'm saying? Not all of a sudden you're into little people. Like you don't know how this is gonna go.
I feel that.
This
So
is my dream. That motherfucking John came out of nowhere and said, I feel that. the little people line. That nigga John showed up out the fucking blue.
Hey,
Said,
that's the first time I heard him speak all day. When I said little people, he said respect.
Oh shit.
Hey, listen, you have to experience the gifts that God has put on this earth and decide which ones are for you. You have to.
My dream is to have a whole family in a different country. That's my dream.
Wait, like a secret family?
Like
A secret family in a
secret
different
family?
country, though.
But it's gonna be. You're keeping that as a dream.
Well, I hope to fulfill my dreams in life, but okay.
Is it a family? I feel like you're very much changing the subject from what Tank's saying. But are you saying that you want to have like kids in another country with another wife?
Why would I not have some Japanese kids? Why would I not? Why would I not have a whole Japanese family?
Do they know who you are
Nigga,
in
I'm
America?
their dad.
No.
I fly in,
but they know that you have another
I do
family.
dad shit for a strong ass week.
I never realized how excited you were about dad shit until this podcast.
Dad shit is.
That
You got to
shit
put
is-
that on a shirt.
Dad
shit.
I'm already a concerned father.
I do.
Now
I do
dad
dad
shit.
He
shit.
loves, his dog got
Dad
stolen 1 week, and now
Swag, nigga. I do
he's like,
dad
he
shit.
I
wants
do.
2 families.
Nah, I'm just saying, like
I
some
do
Japanese
dad
kids
shit.
would be dope. Me and a Japanese woman just connect on that level.
You say
I
it
go
like-
to motherfucking Germany.
I'm gonna
A
let
woman with a little, some little peach fuzz on her
I'm gonna let you
motherfucking
go
lip.
in this direction all by yourself.
As you should. And I'm just like, you know, that I come back. I go to Africa. I got me a whole ass family I take care of. I built them a whole village. And then I come. And then
Are you being open and honest with your families? Are you
Oh.
telling them that other families are in the picture? Are you
I
polyamorous?
tell all my families that families exist. Except
Hey,
for
you
my
guys didn't
American
pay attention,
family.
but for those of you who heard my
American
polyamorous
family
fun-
never knows about my other families, but my other families know.
The thoughts and assertions are not the overall thinking of this podcast.
Shit. No, I'm just talking, man. I'm just talking. That's called weed.
Weed, it makes you want to start families in other countries.
Yeah, I know I ain't alone, but whatever.
You take one hit.
We go back to 30 billion is enough when we're talking billions. Even if you're talking about 39 million is enough. If we're talking about 39 million. If you're talking about $39,000, could not be enough.
$39,000.
Go
Couldn't-
get some more out of
Go,
it.
No,
yeah, go
I-
get some
You
more.
were
She
his
like,
battery.
nigga, I could be a teacher. I could fucking go work at McDonald's for a full ass year and just come out with this. Hell no, it ain't enough for her. She thinks she put in work.
Well, it's also that we need to struggle together. All right, if we're gonna be sitting on 100,000 together, that's fine. I can live with that.
And that's why I love the way, not to even get into this, I don't know, I'm going all over the place, but I won't say his name. But that's why celebrities sometimes, they struggle with somebody and then they'll maybe grow with that person and they'll become a celebrity, right? Oh, I can't be a celebrity now. And maybe they adapted to the LA life and the individual they were with did not. And it's so hard for them to leave that person because then they look like a sellout. Like, oh, you left her when she got money, or this and this changed. You changed up, and that's why you're like, yo, I heard of a story of an individual that's pretty popular in Hollywood. He's rich now, and his ex-wife was like, she wanted all this money. She's like, I want $90,000 a month from him, and I was like, $90,000 a month? What the fuck are you gonna do? And people was like, well, she was with him and she got accustomed to the lifestyle. And I was like, that bitch way more accustomed to the broke lifestyle than she is the rich lifestyle. She was with him for 2 years when he was rich. She was with him for 20 when he was broke. She can go right back
Way
to that
more
shit.
custom.
I'm not saying she should.
Right.
I'm saying $90,000 a month is a lot.
Right.
And it always boils down to how much do you want to break that person?
Right.
How much do you feel like you deserve of that truly? Or how much do you like, oh, I want to break you, motherfucker, because you broke me. You broke my heart. You broke.
Well, here's what happens is that the change up is real. The change up is not on purpose.
Man, talk that shit. That's why you my dog, and I invited you. Talk that shit.
The change up is environmental. It's what you become. It's what you have to become in order to survive or thrive in the new environment that you have been thrusted into.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there. I was there. Like, my first marriage, you know what I'm saying? Like when we first got married, I was driving her to work every day. We come home, make sandwiches, you know what I'm saying? All together. Hey, you want to watch a movie tonight? It was simple. But then when we moved to LA, it was studio every night. Studio, may hit the club, may hit the strip club. She at home with the brand new baby. Can't really come out, can't move around like she should. You know what I'm saying? I come home and, she's in mom mode, which is what she's supposed to be. But when I've been doing shows, everybody's in tank mode. They've been waiting for Tank to get there for 2 months. They got to own all their best. They tank nails.
Because did she marry Darrell?
Absolutely, she married Darrell.
So then she don't even know,
she doesn't even know Tank.
And you're such a method actor that you can't even turn off the character at times. You probably like, I am Tank.
I evolved
into
as
Tank.
Tank.
Yeah.
I grew into Tank. So I didn't know how to fight for who I used to be or what we once were, and she didn't know how to compete with where I was going. So it was tough on the both of us.
And it's sad for that individual because it's not even what you're doing.
It's not.
It's what I am evolving into, and I have to also give myself room to grow. I can't just get stuck in a state that I'm like, okay, well, I have to continue to provide this one thing that I was, because that thing now doesn't exist.
It doesn't even exist. And it's hard on everybody. You know what I'm saying? The change up is hard on everybody, but the change up, listen, I tell people all the time, you don't even know who you are. You don't even know who you are. If you're getting into this business, you have no idea who you are until you've established yourself in this business. Then you can say, oh, I'm this person. But that's 15 years down the line.
Yeah.
Before you start breaking down the nuances of the person you've become. There are traces of the old you, but you a brand new motherfucker. I promise you.
Yeah. Ruby D told Will Smith that. Said that he was asking her about problems in him and Jada's relationship at one time. And they was married, I think, for 17 years, or were together for 17 years. And Ruby D was like, oh, this. How long have you been with her? And Will was like, 17 years, ma'am, 17 years. She said, shit, nigga, you don't even know her yet. and he was like, what? Wait, what? You don't even know her? Like, you people in general evolve as people throughout life. You continue to become a new person through, if we count to 100, through those quarters of life, it's a new individual through 100%. Each quarter.
Absolutely.
It's a new individual.
Absolutely.
And that's just called growing. And that's what you should want to be. And so when people say, nigga, you didn't change, I say, hopefully.
Hopefully I have.
Well, you know why that really is. It's because the stars.
If that ain't the way we should end this show. That was the most full circle shit. We was talking about horoscopes and astrology before you got here on some high shit. Because I'm not really into it.
I'm into it.
Okay, see, I'm way too much of a Christian. And I just depend on Jesus to tell me what's going on in my life.
That's where you can put yourself.
I wish I had Tank here earlier.
That's where you can put yourself in a box.
He's just trying to gaslight
Tank come from the church, brother.
Listen, I come from the church.
Yeah, but I was talking
but
about
I also come from the women.
But I also understand that those four walls are not the only true source of information.
100%.
So unless you're willing to unless you're like you said, unless you're willing to grow, unless you're willing to seek out more information than that is provided for you, then you're not truly learning. Then you're subject to something that you're not really 100% sure about, because we are all, for the most part, victims of our environment. I grew up in a Christian church because my grandmother was a Christian. My mother was a Christian. We went to the church. That was our church. Our whole family went to that church. It's just what it was going to do. I had no choice.
Had no choice. Both my parents passed.
Had no choice. But
What choice do you have?
had I been born here, I would have been that. Or had I been born there, I would be that. Or had I been born. So if it's really just environmental, I need all of the information so that I can make the choice for myself and not make a choice just based on the environment that I was born in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
that's where I get into the stars and the astrology and the aliens and all of these
Sterling,
things
here's
that I
a
believe in.
pamphlet on the moons. And I want you to learn something about it.
Here's some crystals for some energy.
Here's some
I
crystals.
haven't
I
set
believe
I
the
got
in
hella
all of it.
crystals in the
You
crib.
like
I
the
believe
crystals?
in
If y'all been in
all
my
of
house,
it.
look, they got
the
a crystal to
crystals.
your right there, John. Look to your
Wait,
right.
so do
I
you
got
believe in it or is it fashionable?
No, I fuck with crystals, bro. I fuck with good energy and like, I read into crystals a little bit.
I believe
Alright,
in
but you
all.
don't fuck with the moon?
I subscribe
Nah,
to
the moon
all
ain't
of it.
shit, bro. The moon
This
ain't
hey
my
man, it's
shit.
hysterical. The moon. You listen. If you believe in evolution, you can't rule out anything.
I agree.
You can't. Like if you believe in Michael Jordan, you
Yeah,
can't rule
Michael
out
Jordan.
anything. If
Which one?
if you believe in Picasso,
You gonna really say Michael Jordan? We know Michael Jordan. You gonna just call Michael Jordan still Michael Jordan?
you can't rule out anything. If you believe in Floyd Mayweather Jr., you
believe
can't
you TMT. We
rule
good.
out anything.
What does that mean?
It means that the idea of alien type behavior, like think about this. Think about somebody being the greatest at something that's ever been done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not natural. That's not normal. That's not regular. That's extraordinary.
But it's also
That's
also still an opinion.
No, that's out of this world. Michael Jordan was not he's not
It is
an
an opinion.
opinionated.
LeBron James is the best basketball to ever play. Best ever.
See, he's
Not
he's-
yet.
Yeah, he is.
Not yet.
Don't point that long ass finger at
Not-
me either.
not-
I said
you, because
I said he is.
first of all, you know I'm a LeBron stan.
I know you are.
So when you say that,
So you better get on the
I'm
good foot.
a ride with you when I can get all the way in the car. Right
LeBron.
now, I'm still hailing the Uber. You understand what I'm saying?
I love
LeBron.
niggas like us
But
that
what are
make
you
up
saying, that
analogies
it's
for no
unnatural?
reason.
For no reason.
Stupid ones that make sense though.
Are you saying that it's unnatural for those people to exist at this
Think of
place
this.
in time?
Think of this. It's not unnatural for them to exist, but we have to acknowledge how they're existing. They're the best at something that millions and billions of human beings have tried. They're the best.
Yeah, but then you're reminded like that they're just humans when they do.
And what makes you think that?
I'm about to speak. If you allow me,
I'm gonna let you.
I'm gonna say like when you look at certain of those greats, you do feel like, man, that person really is an extraordinary being. And then sometimes you see one of those people do something like kind of stupid or like ignorant, and you're like, that's just a nigga that worked hard. Like when I look at Muhammad Ali, I'm like, that's an extraordinary human being. When I look at LeBron James, as an extraordinary human being. When I look at Michael Jordan, I look at Floyd Mayweather. For me, I'm like them niggas that worked hard, because when they do the shit
You
do the shit they
cannot
do
do
all
that.
out of the ring or off the court, it makes me feel like you're not extraordinary and you know what I'm
That's
saying? In all
not-
yeah. Speaking facts.
That's not factual.
That's factual.
Because you want them
when
to
I
be.
watch what LeBron does for the community and for his people and for on and off the court, everything he does makes me say you're an extraordinary human being. Michael Jordan was never that for me.
You
growing
are
up.
speaking to the character of a person. I'm speaking to the
all of
gift.
that come no, all
No,
of that
I'm
comes.
speaking to the
I don't
gift.
think a God
And when
would-
you have an extraordinary gift, a God-like gift.
I don't think you have a guy like a gift and have a fucked up character
Not true.
and be a guy.
Not true.
Yeah.
If you believe anything in the Bible, then Satan had a God-like gift.
He did. Lucifer had
And
a
guess what?
God-like gift.
Lucifer had a God-like gift. And guess what? He got casted out of heaven, but that still didn't take away from
He
his.
threw his own party.
It didn't take away from his gift.
No, he didn't take away his gift. No,
He-
he did.
he-
You ain't hear about no music being played in hell.
It took.
Nigga,
it-
you ain't never
there's
heard
plenty
about the
of
music being played in hell. It is. Niggas is down there
Niggas
playing
is
all
down there.
kind of shit.
It's hot,
Nigga,
but they
Nigga,
party.
it's a motherfucking party in this bitch. We was fucking bitches
like
up there.
this.
I
We
think
fucking bitches down here.
I think what we've learned today is that you can be
Oh shit.
somebody great, like Leonardo da Vinci. You can have all the talent in the world, but with the character
What?
of somebody like Nipsey Hussle, you can move mountains
Yes.
and move communities.
Yes.
And if you have both that Da Vinci talent and that Nipsey Hussle community
You
give
become a
back,
guy, right?
you can become a god and beat both Jesus and Zeus.
If that wasn't the
In
most
a fight.
motherfucking high Jerry
I
Springer
love it.
final thought
I'm
I've
gonna-
ever
I'm
heard
gonna go-
in my entire
I'm
life.
gonna go with it.
Why
I'm gonna rock
do
with it
we,
too. Why do
baby?
we?
Tank,
Tank,
thank you
you.
for coming, and we'd love to have you back.
Tank,
Oh,
I
listen,
appreciate
that
you.
was
I'm a
fantastic
fixture.
conversation.
I'm
No.
a fixture. I'm like
Like-
the Cristal bottles in the back.
This
I'm
sounds
always
great.
here.
But listen. This is my home. You've been to my home.
Yes.
You can also come back whenever you want to on the show. We just be here hanging out and talking shit and
Just
drinking
let me know
wine,
when you
Yeah.
shoot.
smoking weed, and talking about the world, man.
And
good conversations to have.
and you have to be patient. LeBron will eventually be the greatest basketball player to ever play, but at this point, he's not. Just
So who's the
yet.
king of R&B?
Who's the king of R&B?
Yeah.
I'm the king of R&B.
That's why I like to hear niggas. Hey, next week on Wine and Weed, baby. We'll talk to y'all.